Welcome back to the AB Scout Project. I'm Krager. This is Soft Bravo, and today we've got the Titan class Star Optimus Prime of the 13. And it's pretty cool. Big box. You got his base mode, you got his robot mode, you got his Zodiac orb thing, you got his truck mode over here. Pretty neat to go over here. You still got that image of the primes. Still tempting us with that new P-Mop. Product shots on this side. And then you got Star Convoy on that side. Legal on bottom. Name and a good shot of the 13 up top there. So pretty cool. So let's go ahead and take a look at its contents. And here we have the Titan class Star Convoy, or the Star Optimus Prime, out of the box. And he's pretty big. But we're going to go ahead and go over accessories because I'm going to stow them as we go here. We've got the Zodiac orb, the thing that gave him the power to come back back to life. And you can open this up, put those out, and stick it right in there. See if you can see that. Yeah, there you go. So that'll go in there. You have the tracks, which you can stick these guys together, and that makes the mobile pad like you saw with the original G1. We can split those apart, put them around. These catches goes on these tabs here. Much more secure than Tidal Wave was. So flip them around. And these ears on his head, those did come separate in the package, but they snap on and they're pretty much there for the duration. You've got the mini Micromaster carrier. So it's a pretty big guy. Let's see if I can get one of the original Micromaster carriers here. You can see, yeah, it's a lot bigger. They're not going together, and Sky Gary definitely isn't going to carry this guy. But yeah, it's pretty cool. And this thing comes off, so you can flip these out. Look at that. Maybe you can flip them out if you're lucky. There is a hinge, I swear. There we go. There you go. Finally flipped out. You can stick that on top to make a gunnery platform. You can also grab one of the guns that comes with them. It's cool because that'll flip out. And you can stick that on there for extra guns. And then one of the other accessories is you get a hot rod. You can see he's a pretty small hot rod, but he comes with a hot rod, and hot rod can man the guns either way you want to. So that's pretty neat. We'll transform hot rod later. But anyway, Micromaster transport and gun and hot rod. You get his adjustable shoulder cannons. These do go up and down, so that's pretty neat. And they swivel by virtue of being on a peg. So we just stick those on his shoulders, and those will go in all the way flush. So you have his shoulder cannons, and the good news is they can stay there for the duration. You also got this little gun thing, which can also attach to various 5mm pegs or wherever you want it to go. So the little matrix blaster. Let's see if you can. Little matrix blaster type of thing, and plus you can make a combo gun with this guy. And I think you put that there or something, and you can stick that into that gun, and you can get a big matrix blaster gun, or you just leave it separate. Then you have the big ion cannon. We'll go ahead and put the ion cannon in his hand. Pretty short handle, but it does have this tab back here that'll go into that slot up there. And it actually stays pretty secure. I've been surprised. So that's pretty neat. And we'll put his other gun. We can go into that hand. This is pretty cool. All right, we'll take our MicroMaster carrier. We'll go ahead and put it back in the carrier mode. And you can actually flip this up. Open this up. I pre-opened it, but sometimes this can be a struggle to open up. But you have these little squarish imprints here that can go on these rectangular imprints there. And stick that in there, and you can pretty much leave it there for the duration. So get that to all come together. Get that tab back in on that side. We can come to this side. Open this guy up. Like I said, it can be difficult to get these things to come untabbed. Yep. And of course I popped that off right on camera. Open that up. We can take the little matrix blaster, stick that in the hole right there, and store that there. Close that back down. There we go. There's all the weapons stowed. All right, we're still not done with the stuff it comes with, because next he comes with blast effects. He comes with a set of Jetfire blast effects. And he comes with a set of Omega Supreme blast effects. So, tons of blast effects, and we even got a brand new giant boosh effect. If I can keep it in my hands. There we go. Just a big ol' giant blast effect. You can see definitely big boosh for a big gun. So pretty cool. I do like a new blast effect. And finally it comes with this little bullet looking thing. Still haven't figured out where this goes, but we might discover it by the end of the video. So now get to the Star Convoy. Now that we got him fully kitted out here, and he looks pretty good. Turn around here, very minimal profile there. That's good. No gappage, which I would expect with the Titan price tag, but just looks really good. Head can turn and looks down by virtue of for the base mode. Arms, very clackety joints, but will do everything you need. You even get a wrist pivot, and the hands will open. All those hands are bound together, but at least you can get those open, so that's pretty cool. He does have a waist. And of course, once you get all these hip skirts out of the way, lots of clickety-clackety joints, thigh tilt, big knee. That's about all you get out of that knee. Big old strong ratcheting joints. And you get pretty good ankle tilt. So he is fully posable. Get that to click out. Or to click that in. Alright. Now. He's a big guy. Let's move him over. Move him over. We'll do some comparisons. First up, we'll go ahead and grab another Titan class. Just so you can see, he's not quite as tall as the previous Titans. You can see tidal wave here. Gonna bounce back here so you can see. And so this is kind of what I was worried about, that he wasn't actually going to be Titan. If he was Titan class like this size, he'd be totally outsized from scale. But go ahead and bring in Earthrise Optimus so you can get a comparison here. But if we go to the scale chart, we can see he's actually a smidge short. So this actually really works for the G1 scale. So anyway, go ahead and take tidal wave out of there. All right, our next one will be my previous Star Convoy, my custom. And see, quite a bit smaller. While more practical, it is smaller. And of course, it didn't come with 1,000 accessories, but hey, it was a custom. Pull that out. Just for fun, we'll do the other battle stars. We'll get Sky Gary in here. That's actually the Brave version, but you can see we're going to need a bigger Sky Gary. Bring that out. And finally, can we even get him in the shot is the question. Kinda. Can we get him in the shot? Yes, there is my custom Grandis. Gonna need a smaller Grandis. But anyway, pretty cool. I think they still make pretty good battle stars. I do want a lot bigger Sky Gary, though. Actually, I just want a modern Sky Gary. So, anyway, bring him over here. Back in center frame. And just for fun, just because he's still here, there's how he compares with Omega Prime. Just because I still haven't found a place on my shelves for Omega Prime. And plus I'm kind of waiting on the DNA kit to fix that whole hip stress issue. So, back to Star Convoy. Last thing, let's go ahead and take a deeper dive at Hot Rod here. This is Legend Scale or core class, so it looks pretty good. Actually, pretty slim profile. Pretty simplistic transformation. Just kind of comes together. Flip that up. Bring those around. Flip that over. Tab those arms in. And that's about it. And you have the hot rod. This, of course, is meant to look like the original Micromaster that came with the original Star Convoy. So, yeah. But it's pretty neat. You get the little hot rod just like the original Star Convoy did. Now, I usually don't do base modes, but we'll go ahead and check out the base mode this once. Alright, and here we have Star Convoy in his base mode. We got hot rod tucked away in here. You got the big gun arms here. You got this turret over here where you can spin this around and that spins, so that's kind of cool. You can also have hot rod shooting the gun here and have him spin. The Micromaster carrier will dock here. The back can open up and you can roll hot rod in if you want to. The legs over there are basically hollow, so you can stick whatever you want in there. But yeah, that's the base mode. It's not a huge deal. But yeah, that's about it. This only attaches by one peg, so that's not very secure. This at least has a peg in the hole to hold it on, so it's a little bit better. But yeah, it's pretty much the robot just sat down and twisted and stuck this on the side. Okay, I think that's enough of the base mode. Let's look at the truck mode. And here we have the Titan-sized Star Convoy in his truck mode. Looks pretty good. Rolls pretty well. Got his treads back there, and you can hear hot rod sloshing around back there. Because you can put hot rod inside of the transport, inside of the leg, and then shove everything else into the other leg. Two guns mount up here. These, like I said, they can stay on there forever, so you never have to take those off. So yeah, you can put everything into the truck mode. So that's really neat. Here it is from the side. You can see it from the back. And these will open to show everything that you got stowed in there. So that's pretty neat. You can open that, and you can get hot rod out if you wanted to, but I don't feel like dumping them upward. But that's pretty neat that it included that. There's the opposite side. Full frontal. Yeah, pretty neat. And this is a pretty big boy. Just to give you a starting point, this is the Earthrise Prime. You see, yeah, he's a big boy. He's a big boy. All right, we'll bring in my custom. See much bigger there. Yeah, I think I did a pretty good approximation with my custom though. That looks pretty good. Yeah, just a really, really big truck, but he does roll well, so we'll give him that. All right, and like I said, you can attach the guns to the holes on the top and stuff like that. And you had a big peg up here. You can put that big peg on the gun ion blaster up there. So yeah, everything can find a place in the truck mode. So this stows really well. I'm pretty impressed. Not too bad for just a giant truck. All right, let's go ahead and go to our final conclusion. So, is this our new IDW G1 Star Convoy? I think the previous winner was the MMC just by sheer size. I couldn't afford him, so I didn't get him. But this guy is bigger and looks just like the manga did. So, I think this is going to win. Of course, I had my custom here. And like I said, just by size and the fact that this looks like Star Convoy, where this is the Authentics that I scabbed on, or the Cyber series that I put some parts on. But so, yeah, this is definitely our new IDW G1 Star Convoy. And he's really neat. I think he's definitely worth it. I think he looks really cool. Superposable, very loud joints. Yeah, he wins. All right, let's wrap this up. And that's it for today. Thank you for joining us on the AB Scale Project. Please like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, ring that bell, and I'll see y'all later.